Now your local election headquarters with a preview of Election Day 2019. The focus this year on several local mayoral races. In Southeastern Massachusetts, the polls opened up about an hour ago.
Yeah, let's begin in New Bedford, where voters will decide whether to re-elect incumbent John Mitchell or his challenger, Tyson Moultrie. The winner will be serving a 4-year term for the first time in the city's history.
In Taunton, Shauna O'Connell faces off against Estelle Borges, with the winner becoming that city's first female mayor.
And in Attleboro, the incumbent Paul Hero looking for another term. He'll be challenged by the city council vice president, Heather Parecka.
Brandon Truitt joining us now with a preview of the race for mayor in Fall River.
Hi, Patrick, Danielle, good morning. A lot of big races to be decided by the end of the day, as we've been talking about. That includes here in Fall River, where the city will decide the direction the town will go, and it comes after about a year's worth of scandal surrounding the mayor's seat. I want to show you the candidates you'll be seeing and being able to choose from today if you're going out to vote. Yes, that is the embattled mayor, Jason Correa, listed there. Just a few weeks ago, you might remember he announced he was suspending his campaign for re-election and stepping down from office. That announcement, though, coming after the deadline to have his name removed from the ballot, so that's why it's there. Next, there's Paul Coogan. He won the preliminary election back in September, followed by Kathy Ann Viveras, a write-in candidate. Now, when voters in Fall River head to the polls today, you'll see Correa and Coogan's name. Viveras will have to be written in for the vote to count. Now, Coogan is the only candidate on the ballot who's been actively campaigning. A Herald News reporter put it this way: by the end of today, Fall River could have its 7th mayor in the last 12 years, and some are saying this election could bring some stability.
This election is going to be a way for Fall River to kind of get a fresh start after just a year or so of just terrible headlines. And the mayor's been arrested twice. There's been this really, 2 different kind of juicy federal investigations into his conduct, from the app to the marijuana stuff. So I think this is really an opportunity to kind of start anew for Fall River.
Jason Correa has pled not guilty to the charges against him. Now, also noting here that there are 16 people running for 9 city council seats. That's something that voters will be having a say in today. The polls opened about an hour ago at 7 o'clock. They'll be open till tonight at 8. Reporting live in Fall River, Brandon Truitt, Eyewitness News.
Be sure to have our website, WPRI.com, and the WPRI 12 News app handy on this election day. Both fantastic resources to get you ready before you cast your ballot.
And we have everything you need to know about the candidates that are on the ballot, as well as a tool to help you find your polling place today.
Now your local election headquarters with a preview of Election Day 2019. It is today. Several local mayoral races on the ballot in Southeastern Massachusetts.
So certainly one of the more interesting races is in Fall River. That's where Mayor Jason Correa is still on the ballot, even though he suspended his campaign and took a leave of absence as he's battling federal charges. Paul Coogan was the leading vote getter in the preliminary election, and City Administrator Kathy Ann Viveros launching a write-in campaign. Moving
to New Bedford, voters will decide whether to re-elect incumbent John Mitchell or his challenger Tyson Moultrie. The winner will serve a 4-year term for the first time in the city's history.
In Attleboro, where incumbent Paul Hero is looking for another term, he'll be challenged by City Council Vice President Heather Parecka.
Brandon Truitt joining us now with a preview of what's expected to be a historic vote in Taunton.
Hi, Patrick, Danielle, good morning. We're still joining you live from Fall River, as this is one of the races that we have been monitoring really for months. But just up the road in Taunton, well, the outcome of today's election will prove historic, and I want to show you why. When you look at the candidates, this is the first time Taunton has seen 2 women as finalists for the mayor's race. So obviously, whoever wins will become the first female elected mayor in that town. Now, City Councilor Estelle Borges running against Senate Representative Shauna O'Connell. Now, there has been some controversy surrounding the timing of the filings in this race. After all, it really opened up after current Mayor Tom Hoy accepted a job with the Baker administration. The Lieutenant Governor has said before that she called candidate O'Connell to give her a heads up that the seat would be opening soon, and some are saying that move provided an unfair advantage.
They did it under a really tight time crunch to get onto the ballot for the mayor's race. So anybody else who wanted to run didn't have that leg up. They didn't know this was coming. And so it has come under fire from a lot of Democrats and just a lot of people who are interested in politics in general, that this was kind of a patronage situation and gave her an unfair advantage. If that's going to matter to voters, we've got to wait and see.
McConnell has never really formally accepted or denied those allegations, only telling me, quote, a lot of people knew something was happening with the current mayor. She won that preliminary election with 62% of the vote. We'll see how today fares out. Regardless, by the end of it, it will be the town's 50th mayor. Those polls opened about an hour and a half ago. They're open till 8 o'clock tonight. Reporting live this morning, I'm Brandon Truitt, Eyewitness News.